Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Seth Geis and from the Villager Cigar Studios, John McTavish. How you guys doing this evening?
Doing well.
Do well,
Doing well.
man. It's poignant for the review. I was watching playoff football on the weekend, and I went out to my car, and it went from nice out to icy, and I didn't know, and I was trying to rush to move my car because I was blocking somebody, and I ate so much shit. It wasn't even funny. Like it was a full on like if I would have been in my 60s, it would have been potentially a broken hip situation. I got wrecked, and I was like, oh man, I'm too old for this. Right day after my birthday too. Anyway, that's my football story.
There you go.
Football.
So speaking of big hits, we are talking about the Howard G All Pro Series Ike Taylor's one-of-a-kind Connecticut Torpedo. Cigar is 6 inch by 52. Comes out of the American Caribbean factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper and binder are both from Nicaragua, and the filler is Nicaragua and Pennsylvania. Price point is $14.24. Cigars released in August of 2022, and we picked these cigars up from Corona Cigar Company.
Hell
So if
yeah.
you are in Florida, near one of their locations, be sure to stop in for a cigar and libation. Or if you're not in Florida, you can go to the website or give them a call and order that way, and they will ship it to you. And they ship fast. They'll tell you it's going to be there at a certain day, and it gets there before that usually. So,
And you can drink a libation while you're ordering.
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
And while
But
you're
I mean,
waiting, while you're
that's at
waiting
your
for
own
the
house. While
order to
you're waiting it, you
arrive,
can
all
drink
those
at your
things.
house too. You can
Yeah.
you can do all
I
those
mean, I'm
things.
not kidding. Their
You can
bar
order,
there
actually, you
is
can order
yeah.
taster packs that have alcohol in them with the cigars. So you can
What?
do that too. So
That's a game changer right
it
there.
works out. Yeah, exactly. All right. So with all that out of the way, Seth, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Listen, looking at this cigar, and I'm sure we'll share a photo. I didn't know what was going on at first. I was a little intimidated too.
Yeah.
That it's like looking at a mask.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it as a wide receiver. I'm just saying
Mm-mm.
these hands ain't catching if he's covering me.
He's
So
gonna get in your head.
he's oh yeah, he got in my head right before I even got out of the huddle. So but first third, medium, strength and body. I was getting wood, leather, earth, tobacco and spices. It was really just kind of producing what I felt was just a core Nicaraguan flavor profile. And that kind of continued throughout. I didn't find it to be overly complex, showing a lot of depth. Ike
Sorry, are you
Taylor's
talking about the
Ike.
cigar? Or are you talking about Ike Taylor?
No, Ike Taylor's coverage on the field was beautiful. I
Oh,
think
okay.
as a football. Yeah, I'm just saying
All
this is. If he was covering this, he would have intercepted it. He would have intercepted his own blend. That's how good he is. So, but yeah, good construction, really good draw. But yeah, who do I go to next, John?
John. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, this is strange.
I think you and I had a very similar first third, Seth. Sweet spices, wood, little tannic wood in the center, like not off-putting, just accenting, leather to finish. So yeah, very Nicaraguan profile. I would say a little mild chocolate as it settled in. And then I got some bread that harmonized with the spices. So, nice bit of combinations going on there, not heavily palate coating like some Nicaraguan blends can be. Second third was a little more nuanced for me. Bread, spices, and tannic wood, all kind of medium minus, which is nice. Tannic wood had kind of a long finish through the post draw, and then it kind of settled into nuts, wood, and sweetness with a little saltiness. So like some kind of whatever chocolate, nutty, salty snack, and I was like, this is good, this is decent. And then chocolate kind of broke through in the bottom half. Last third kind of led with dry tannic wood, and that was a little off-putting on the palate. Little bread, wood, and spices were still there, but as it progressed, even with the cocoa there, the hay, the dry hay, the wood, just kind of a little too much distraction on the palate, so it wasn't quite as good for me as the first two thirds. Burn was perfect, no intervention. Draw had a slight bit of resistance, like 1.5 to 2 notches, which into the resistance spectrum, which is still very good. So for me, this is good. It's not excellent like Ike Taylor's play in the field, but this is a good cigar. I enjoyed it. What about you, Ron?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasted cedar, dusty earth, and light mustiness. The cedar gained a light staleness pretty quickly, and then the second third saw the earth lose the dustiness, and the cedar lost the staleness. And then I got a light creaminess that joined in. Final third saw light wood bitterness join in. But construction was absolutely perfect for my cigar, so that was nice to see. I thought the cigar had a kind of like a simple and kind of basic profile throughout. I thought it was like missing a component that would kind of move it up to that good category. Like maybe like a fuller creaminess or a bit of sweetness or something, kind of add to what was already there. Strength level is pretty low. It's an easy smoker. We were talking to Howard at the trade show, and he said that, said he wanted a what he called a breakfast stick.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the moniker of this cigar. So with the low strength, I could see it. If you're smoking this with a cup of coffee in the morning, I could see you smoking it and enjoying this, in that kind of a pairing. But maybe use some tea with some sugar, something with a little bit of sweetness though, but at least for how I perceive the cigar. So not something like really high on my list to come back to, but if I had it, I'd smoke it. I think in the morning with some coffee or some sweet coffee, sweet tea, something like that would be good. All right, let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with John at 6.67. June, who was able to join us, gave it a 6.1. I gave it a 5.75, and Seth gave it a 5.5. So, John, how'd that 6.67 match up for you?
Matched up well. Well constructed. Connecticut that isn't sort of a generic Connecticut. I mean, we certainly smoke a lot of Connecticut's. I'd say for me, this did enough to stand out. And 667 puts in the category of, this is something I'd reach for if I saw it in the humidor.
My 5.75 matches up well. I mean, I thought the flavor profile was average throughout. Nothing bad, just it didn't do anything to elevate itself. We're pretty, I think, adept at smoking Connecticut shade cigars, kind of a thing, and like this just doesn't elevate itself in some of the better conversations that we're talking about. But perfect construction, gets the high five, so not too bad. All right, Seth, 5.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think you touched on it. It was a blend that just I didn't think it reached, really a higher level. I think it needed more as a blend, but hey.
Final thoughts on the cigar from you guys?
So, do you guys think if Howard did this in a different size? Because generally, my experience has been the larger sizes are really, really good for Connecticut's. Like typically, if you go for a smaller ring gauge, you kind of lose a little bit of that Connecticut profile. And this seemed to be the right, like it's 6x52, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
50 ring gauge. So, like, do you think if you step this up to a 54 box press, something like that it would change the profile? Or do you think it's like you said, you just feel that there's a tobacco or something that's missing from the blend?
I think if anything, he needs to reduce. I wonder if you reduce the ring gauge so you're getting more of the wrapper, and then you have to, I don't know, depending on the wrapper is, then you can tweak the blend a little bit. You probably cut the Pennsylvania out once you start cutting it down at that point. But that's what I would think with it. I don't know. It just, there was something missing. So you either just need to, I think, tweak it some way.
Yeah. I mean, if you like I said, pretty low strength, having Pennsylvania tobacco in there, I'm surprised that it was as low strength as it was.
Yeah.
But for the people that like that, Connecticut in the morning, and it's not gonna blow you away or anything like that. So as long as you're okay with the flavor profile, it works.
I mean, I don't have 2 Super Bowl rings, so I mean, what the fuck am I gonna say?
Who does really? Who does? Not a lot of people.
All right, wherever you're catching this
Taylor
video,
does.
Taylor does.
Wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe. But check out the full written review on the website developmentpalace.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Oh, Pro Series.